Hello everyone. Hello everyone, and a heartfelt welcome to the third session of the InfiniteLoop 2.0. Next step towards achieving success in your university journey. I am Sumiti Senaramna, your moderator for today, and I am happy to guide you through the session. I can assure you that it will be a valuable and insightful session that you will forever value. So, due to some unavoidable reasons, we had to change the schedules of future events. We sincerely apologize for the changes made to the order of the InfiniteLoop session series. We aim to ensure that each session delivers the maximum benefit and aligns with the availability of our esteemed speakers. So we appreciate your flexibility and understanding as we make these adjustments to enhance the overall experience, and we regret any inconvenience we cause. So as the game development session got postponed, the new order of the events will be the capture the flag event, computer system event, game development event, and finally the mobile app development event. So ladies and gentlemen, we are thrilled to announce the winner of the last session's task. And keep it in mind, we made sure to prioritize the UCSC undergraduates when selecting the task winner. So after careful deliberation and consideration of all the outstanding efforts, we are excited to recognize Aisha Amna Alavi for their exceptional performance. Congratulations, Aisha. Your hard work and dedication have truly stood out, and we are proud to celebrate your achievement. So let's give a big round of applause. Okay, wait, we can't do that, right? Yeah. So let's have a huge flow of thumbs up for her remarkable accomplishment. And we had to select the best of the best. So don't be sad. All efforts done by all the participants are much appreciated. So today's session, Capture the Flag will be led by Ashwini, Jayamanna, and Mohomed Aththar, second year CS undergraduates at UCSC. They will guide you through the thrilling world of cybersecurity challenges, providing an in-depth introduction to the concepts and strategies you'll need to start CTF. So get ready to sharpen your problem-solving skills and dive into the exciting field of ethical hacking with their expert insights. Guys, the session is yours.
Good evening. Thank you, Tumidu. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to How to CTF. This is an introduction session to hacking, and these are the topics we will be covering. First of all, me, myself, Aththar, and from the other side, Ashwini, we will guide you through this session, and we play a bit of
So before we get started on this session, let's see what you actually know about Linux. So Kat, you might have heard, you might have thought of something. So to check what you actually know, let's see, we have a small task for you. And what you have to do is scan this QR code and type as many as Linux commands you know. Anything that comes to your mind, the response count is unlimited. You can type as much as you want. And okay, let's go and type as much as commands that you know. Let's go. So now, come on, guys. We need to get a small idea. You just have to type whatever you know. Just give it a try. You might have had Linux lectures. CS people have an application development on Linux, right? So let's go. Okay, so I can see there's a bit of ls and cd, chmod. Okay, chmod, there's another submission, I guess. Okay, sudo su, mkdir, touch, nice. Okay, so all right, so we can see that you know some of the Linux commands. So let's see what you can do with these commands, and let's teach you. We are going to teach you some new commands and some new tools that you can use on Linux, and how you can use this knowledge to hack, basically. So let's see how we can do. Athhar, shall we start?
Yeah, Ashwini. Before moving on, CTFs, what's that? Basically, CTF stands for capture the flag. So there's a website called Hack the Box, which is more popular among CTF players. And Hack the Box defines CTF as CTFs are gamified competitive cybersecurity events that are based on different challenges or aspects of information security. I know you did not understand anything. Let me explain in a basic level. So there's a game, and you need to use your cybersecurity skills, cybersecurity knowledge to play that game. Simple as that. And let's move on. And now, why do you need to play CTF? Because CTF capture the flag challenges are real world skills. It requires you to play using your real world skills. Those CTF challenges are designed using real world problems. So it would be more professional when you play CTF challenges, and it would be more fun and engaging because CTF challenges give you more points and encourage you to solve many puzzles as much. And if you're stuck in any place in a CTF challenge, there's a huge community to help you. They publish resources, write-ups to help you and guide you through this. And especially, it's a career boost. Imagine if you completed a hard, insane, or an insane CTF challenge, you can post it on your LinkedIn. You will get more recognition. And what are the core skills that you need to start on CTFs? Yes, Linux command line. Most of the CTFs have been created using Linux terminals, or it's a Linux environment. So if you had a Linux knowledge or a command line knowledge, it would be more perfect. And next, the networking fundamentals, like how the HTTP protocol works, what are TCP IPs, and such. And a scripting language like Python, Bash. This would be more important because you can automate your tasks, and especially your problem solving skills, because CTFs are basically problems. And there are a bit of advanced skills like burp suit, hashing, assembly, John the Ripper, XSS. I don't know who made these slides, but it's a little bit of annoying. So let me skip this. So there's a lot. So let's start with the core skills. Before moving on, you need an environment, right? To challenge yourself. So Ashwini will guide you through how to set up those things.
Okay, so first you need a setup to play an environment to play CTFs on. So let's see how you can get Linux on Windows. All right, so I'm sure most of you have a basic idea on how to install VM. So you can see this is a weird numbering system. First, the VMs has been number 2, but it's on the left side, and the WSL on number 1, but on the right side. There's a reason for this, because my personal recommendation is WSL. There are reasons, and I will explain. So you all know what a VM is, a virtual machine. And what a virtual machine does is it basically runs a full Linux environment on top of Windows. So it has its own virtual hardware. Basically, it's a Linux OS with a complete system functionalities, whereas WSL, it's almost like a software running on top of Windows, whereas it will be using the Windows kernel, and it will be compiling Linux binary commands on Windows operating system. It creates a Linux-like environment, but it's not actually Linux. So as for there are pros and cons of this. We'll discuss. Okay, so first of all, let's discuss the cons of VMs. I'm sure most of you already know how hard it is to set up a VM, because I think you guys have to set up a VM for your Linux course in the first semester, and you must have gone through like half an hour, 45 minutes sitting on the lab until it gets set up, right? So that's one of the cons of VMs, but on WSL, it's so easy to set up, and that's one of the reasons why I suggest WSL as well. It does require a bit of system knowledge, but then there are multiple YouTube tutorials teaching you how to get it installed very easily. And the second main pro of WSL is that it's lightweight and better at performing. So that brings me to another con of VMs, whereas if you have set up a VM, you know that you have to provide stats on how much RAM you'll be allocating for the VM, or even more settings like network and how much hard disk space on hard disk you allow for the VM. Whereas in WSL, you don't have to do any of that, because you can actually access the WSL file system right from your file explorer. I'll be showing you once we get onto the hands-on session how easy it is. And the next one, like I said, seamless integration with the file system and also network. So on a VM, if you try to connect to a network, you'll have to do a separate set of configurations to make sure that it's running smoothly. Whereas in WSL, it's just you install it and then you connect to the network through your Windows system, and the Linux system will be connected to it as well. If I didn't tell you before, WSL stands for Windows subset of Linux. And then the next one, and then we come to the cons of WSL. So one of the biggest disadvantages in WSL that it's not isolated. Like I told you before, the file system of WSL is integrated to Windows. So whereas if you try to run a malware file on the WSL system, that might affect your Windows computer as well. Whereas in VMs, it's fully isolated. Like I said before, it's a complete Linux environment running on Windows, and you can actually run whatever malicious files you have, and then just delete that instance and make a new VM, and it's not going to affect your Windows system. And the next problem in WSL that it requires WSLG or WSL2 for you to get a preferred user interface. Whereas in VMs, it comes built in. You can, like if you install a VM, you'll get the preferred user interface as well. And then there are more methods. One of them is Docker. Docker is actually like a VM that runs with WSL2 as the backend. The difference is that Docker actually focuses more on keeping the application as lightweight as possible. So when you get Linux, let's say Ubuntu on Docker, you won't be getting even the built-in Linux packages on it. So even something like Vim, you'll have to separately install it and then use it. So if you want to use a Linux environment for something really basic, Docker would be a really good method. And the next one is dual boot, which is rare use these days, in my opinion. Whereas you'll be choosing which operating system you want to boot on at the startup itself. So you'll be choosing either Windows or Linux to boot into, and it will be separate login sessions. It's basically like having two operating systems separately on your computer. And the next one is remote servers, which we will encounter when you do CTFs on various platforms. I will show you one of the examples in the hands-on session as well. So they will provide you a Linux environment, but it will be run on cloud on a remote server, and you can just use it like like it's a Linux machine itself. And that's the fifth option where you'll be encountering it actually when you start to get into CTF. And if you want to install Linux on Mac, Mac is already based on Unix, so most of the Linux commands you can run on Mac. But when you do CTFs, you need a separate environment, right? So for that, you can use anything other than WSL. And so now that you know how to set up an environment for your CTFs, now Aththar will tell you what you can do on this Linux system. Aththar, over to you.
Thank you, Ashwini. So what are the stuff that you can do on your Linux machine to make your CTF easier? Exactly. Tools. Yes, tools can make you much easier. Like a hacker without tools, it's like a chef without ingredient. He cannot cook. So let's cook with these tools. I'll give a brief and a really, really small introduction to these tools. So the one here you can see is burpsuit. It's an integrated platform for performing security testing for web applications. So you can modify HTTP requests and scan for web vulnerabilities on the burpsuit. And here is a Wireshark. Wireshark is a network protocol analysis that lets you capture, and you can browse through the computer networks and stuff, analyze the network traffics, investigate suspicious network activities in Wireshark. And Nmap, this is more popular. All of these tools are more popular. And Nmap is the first thing that you do. Nmap scan, exactly, we could say Nmap scan. It's a scanning tool to discover hosts on your network, we could say, yeah. And we can use Nmap to scan for open ports, identify running networks on your network. And Netcat is you can create reverse shells, transfer files, or you can use it for port scannings. And next, this Hashcat and the John the Ripper, those are password cracking tools. Like you can give a hash value, and you can send a text file which contains guessed multiple passwords, and you can match those hashes. So Hash the Cat and John the Ripper would help you in that. And AutoSpy is a digital forensics tool. So you can analyze your disk images, recover deleted files using AutoSpy. And this volatility is also a memory forensic framework. And this dragon here, we call it Ghidra, reverse engineering software. We can disassemble and decompile binary programs to understand their functionalities. And this is the EXIF tool. You can extract metadata from images, audio files, and other media using this tool. And this is Hydra, the three-headed dragon, a fast and flexible login cracker. So you can pass login credentials, and you can give like a password file and a username file. So the Hydra tool would compare with each username with all the passwords, and it would be more easier or we can call it brute forcing. And this Metasploit framework is my favorite one because this tool can execute code on remote targets. Like you can sit here and control another person's computer. Like you can, on his camera, on his microphone, download his files to your computer. They're kind of creepy, but cool, right? So I'm handing over this to Ashwini.
Okay, so now that you know what tools you can use, next up, I'll give a brief introduction into what actually CTF is, the categories, and how you can actually get into playing CTF, the starting points and everything. So yeah, so there are mainly two CTF types. First one is Jeopardy, and second one is attack defense. I'm sorry if the pronunciation is wrong. I'm actually not sure how the pronunciation of the word goes. So, what you'll be encountering more is actually the first type. In when you play CTFs in practice sites and all that, even in a competition, what you will encounter more is the first type. Whereas in attack defense, it's actually rare. Whereas I suppose even I haven't actually played attack defense CTF. So whereas in that, what you will do is you'll get into two teams. One team will be attacking, and the other team will be trying to defend whatever the machine you're trying to get into. So and yeah, CTF categories. So now you heard a lot about tools and breaking into machines and everything, setups and everything. So now let's see what these categories actually are. And each of these category is different on what tools you're using to exploit, and I'd say how you actually read the logics and how you analyze the problem. These categories are different in many ways. So web exploits, the first one, as the name says, you'll be actually exploiting a website, a publicly hosted website. And the second one is forensics, whereas in this, what you'll be doing is you'll be getting a digital artifact, or basically a file, or a network dump, a TCP dump, or logs, a memory dump, anything like that, and you'll be analyzing and scraping data from it, and figuring out a way to attack a machine, to break into a machine, basically. And the next one is reverse engineering, whereas you'll be getting a program and you'll be deassembling it and trying to figure out the logic of that program and using that knowledge to gain access to something. And the next one is cryptography, whereas you'll be dealing with a lot of hashing, encryption, decryption, parcel tracking, maybe. So, and the next one is binary exploitation, which is one of the hardest in my personal experience, whereas you'll be exploiting vulnerabilities like buffer overflows. And to get you started, these are the recommended platforms by me and Aththar. Pico CTF is the best start for a beginner. In that, if you log into it, if you go into the site, you can see there are a set of skills where there's a section called general skills, actually, where in there it'll be teaching you the basic skills you need to, as a hacker, to become successful in CTFs. So Pico CTF is a really good start if you want to get into CTFs, and then you can try things like Hack the Box. There as well, you have Academy where you can learn stuff, and then there's the starting point challenges, which we'll be doing on the hands-on session as well, where I will be actually teaching you, basically guiding you through how to bypass a login page or get access to a server. And then there's Try Hack Me, which are really cool rooms like CTF rooms, I guess. And I'll be doing one of those for the hands-on session as well, so you can see and you can you can understand how you'll actually see how cool these CTFs actually are in the hands-on session. So before we move on to the hands-on session, this is a big disclaimer for you guys. Do not use any of the tools that we'll be explaining to you on public websites. So most of the tools we'll be teaching you are for pen testing, whereas in a penetration testing, we wouldn't actually bother about getting picked up by a server. Or so basically what I'm trying to say is that if you use this on a public website, it's likely that you will be getting that you'll get blacklisted from whatever the site you're trying to hack. So these are very basic tools and not actually secure enough to hack into actual stuff, and don't hack into actual stuff. Just use this knowledge for your CTS. So let's get into the hands-on session. So the first part will be done by Aththar, and the second part will be done by me. So I guess Aththar is ready and ready with his hands-on session. So Aththar, are you ready to demonstrate?
Yep. So let me share my screen. So first of all, I will be demonstrating a hack the box machine. So if you go to the Google and if you search hack the box, and you can go, so you can click the first link, and this is the website that you'll get. Yeah, which is kind of cool. You can see what they provide. And I need to focus on this page where this Hack the Box provide Hack the Box Business, Academy, Labs, and CTF. And in this Hack the Box CTF, that is where they conduct competitions. But to improve your knowledge or do CTF challenges, you need to click on this Hack the Box Labs. So then you'll get this cool kind of looking. Wait, an error. Yeah, I need to log in. Give me a second. I'll log in and come back. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry for that. And this is kind of cool looking website. So I just created a new account and I was just testing. If you start doing completing machines or completing CTF challenges, you can see your progress here. And there are challenges, machines. So they keep CTF events. So for now, let's go on starting point events. So I will be focusing on this machine called appointment, which is really basic machine. This is a Linux-based machine. So I'll walk you through how to achieve these. And there are questions here. And finally, you have to find a flag. So that is why we call it CTF, capture the flag. You need to capture a flag at the end. And you need to use your cybersecurity knowledge to gain access those flags. And trust me, this is one of the easiest machines that you'll encounter. So I'll guide you through this. So first there is a Hack the Box provides their own virtual machine. So this is, if you connect this and start, you can get their own virtual machine, but I usually prefer connecting it through the OpenVPN. So you can go here and download the OpenVPN file. And I have started my Kali Linux here, and I will boot up my Kali Linux. Yeah, it takes some few minutes. So I can put my credentials here, and I'm in my machine. So I already download that OpenVPN file, which you got from, which I got from here. So if you click this download, you'll get an OpenVPN file. So OpenVPN, everyone have heard of VPN, and so because the reason why we are connecting to a VPN is to make it secure. Obviously, Hack the Box need all this machine to be secure and all the users to be secure. So they have created their own VPN network to access this. So let me show you how to connect this. So I'll open my terminal here. So if I put the ls command, you could see the OpenVPN file. So I'll be connecting to the OpenVPN. Sorry about that. So sudo, because I'm giving sudo because it needs permission and it asks for my credentials. So this is how I'll connect to my OpenVPN. To check if it's connected, Hack the Box should show you. I think my connection is a bit slow. Let me refresh this. Yeah, so it's green, which means it's connected. And I need to spawn the machine. So spawning the machine means I'm just activating this appointment machine, which is a vulnerable machine, or it could be anything. It's a vulnerable server. So if I toggle here, they're showing Linux. So obviously, it's a Linux one. So if you move down, you could see Windows machines are there. So it's kind of cool. And yeah, it's spawned up. So they're asking for some questions. What does the acronym SQL stands for? I think most of you have heard of SQL. If I think first year students, y'all still didn't get the database subject. If y'all get the database subject, definitely you'll study SQL and how the database works. So this is a simple one. Let me answer this question. I think Here. Still stands for structured query language. Yes, and boom, we got a, yeah. So what does one of the most common type of SQL vulnerability? If you don't have an idea, you can just Google these answers, but I would recommend if you had a knowledge about these, you can just, what are the, yeah. So for beginners, I'll show you how to do this. It's exactly SQL injection. So I can put it here, SQL injection. And what is the 2021 OWASP top 10 classification for this vulnerability? So OWASP top 10 is, OWASP is a company, like a company that they would classify vulnerabilities. So they would take open vulnerabilities and show you here, these are the vulnerabilities on 2017. And we are looking for injection type vulnerability. So by this answer you gave here, you know it's an SQL injection. Yeah. So in 2021, we get this. They're asking for this. The classification. So let me submit it. Yeah, it's correct. I think my annotation is not working. Okay. And what does the Nmap report as the service and the version that are running on port 80 of the target? Okay, now it becomes more interesting because I can copy this machine's IP address and go to my virtual box, which is I'm running Kali Linux. So I'll minimize that and I'll open another terminal here. And I'll make a directory called appointment. I'll go into that appointment page. And now what I need to do is scan this using the Nmap tool. So I can just paste my IP address, which I copied, and I'm going to give some flags. So this would be a script scan. So Nmap has their own scripts. So like it would check what are the vulnerabilities on each ports, and I'll give a service version scan. So it would give me a feedback like what kind of version those ports are on, and I will give a verbose, which means I will get a detailed report about it. So I'll enter and give my credentials. So this is the scan. So I can, because I gave the v-v command, -v flag, sorry, to show me what are the timestamps, what are the open ports.
Otherwise, let me explain what Nmap is to these guys. Probably most of them don't know what it is. So let's give a brief introduction to what Nmap is.
Yes. So Nmap is basically a scanning tool. It can scan basically anything. Like Nmap can scan within your network IP addresses. So it basically scans for open ports and vulnerabilities. For an example here, this is the main part that we need to focus on. So the host is up, which means the IP address I provided is up and it's running. And I've scanned in normal Nmap scan. It scans for 1,000 ports. So they are saying 99 ports are closed. Okay, and the only open port is 80. And it's an HTTP service and the version is Apache. So because I gave the script scan, which is the -SC, this flag, so it will show you what are those inside those port 80. So there's a title called login, and there are some header files also. And let me answer those questions. So they're asking, what does Nmap report as a service and the version that are running on port 80 of the target? So this is the service and the version. So I'll copy this. And I'll paste it here. Yep, that worked. And what is the standard port used for HTTPS? So all the websites here go on HTTPS protocol. So the website we discovered is on port 80, which is HTTP. So you can just Google and say, what is the port HTTPS? So it's basically 443. You need some networking knowledges as well in what protocol is being used. So those are some basic stuff. And what is the folder called in web applications? Terminology. So we call it directories. So what is the HTTP response code is given for not found error. So, I got this IP address, the vulnerable machine. I can copy this and open my Firefox here. So I know it's a port 80, so it's obviously a website. So I can paste my IP address here. So yeah, we got this cool looking website, and they're asking for something I can do a test kind of. So this is not found. This is not found. And the code they are asking, right? It's 404. Not found. And GoBuster is one of the tools used to brute force directories on a web server. What switch do we use with GoBuster to specify? We are looking to discover directories. So I'll explain you that as well. There's a tool called GoBuster. Okay, I've already typed it. And we can type -help to check what are those, what does it do, like. And GoBuster is basically it's a brute forcing tool, you could say like that. And you can give this URL here, and you can give this URL here and specify a word list. And what GoBuster does is it will check one by one how to what are the directories that are available here. So according to this help manual, uses directories and file to enumerate mode. So GoBuster uses this dir for directories enumeration. GoBuster uses directory enumeration. So let me show you a simple example how to do that using our own website, GoBuster. I can specify the URL, which is here. Can copy this and paste it here. I think we should give the HTTPS. I can paste it here, and I can So before doing that, I need to specify which kind of a brute forcing I'm going to do here. So it's dir directory enumeration. So I need to only check for directories which comes here on this side. So I can specify a word list. So word lists can be on user share word list dir, and I can use common.txt word list here. So let me show you here the Kali Linux. There you can see many tools here, and I can search for word lists. So it would give me a terminal. So this is the location for the word lists, user share word lists. So that is the one I have typed. And there's a directories. So specifically for directories, I can see the two directories, and I can check. So this is the command.txt file I'm going to use. So if I cat or concatenate, you could say anything, that command.txt. So these are the words that I'm going to brute force, which means I'm going to check all of these. Yeah, it's kind of lot to scroll. I'm going to check all of these on my website. If it exists, it would give me a status code. So let me show you how that works. I just need to enter it. See, on the first itself, it showed me HTTP access, HTA and HTA password, but you could ignore this because it's a 403 forbidden code. So we cannot access those folders. So we could just ignore those things. And you see some of the files here, /CSS. So I could try here /CSS. Yeah, it's exists. So these are in a web application, those are common folders, right? So index.php. I found something interesting. So this is in PHP, which I know on previous questions, I know they're asking about SQL. About SQL. And the next question asks me what single character can be used to comment out the rest of a line in MySQL. So I know it's MySQL as well. So I know it's a PHP file. So I could stop this from here. So these are, so what you need to really check is this 301 and 200 status codes. Others you can ignore, but nothing interesting on this because these files are common in web application. So you can basically ignore those. So the questions give me some clues how to solve it because I could go over track from, I can think a vast area. So what I can do is bind to those questions. So these questions can limit me. So one of the question asks me, how do you comment in MySQL? If you don't know, you can Google it. But I know the answer. So it's hash. You could put the hash to comment MySQL code. So, and they're asking me if user input is not handled carefully, it could be interpreted as a comment. Yeah, I've used this comment. Okay. Use a comment to log in as admin. Okay, admin. So I know there's a user called admin. Without knowing the password, what is the first word on the web page returned? Okay, so I know there's a user called admin. So let me explain this. So I know there's a user called admin. So here is username and password fields. I know there's a user called admin now. I can guess his password, like I can type again admin and log in. No, it doesn't work. I can type admin like 1, 2, 3. I can go on and go on, right? But it consumes more time, and so I can just explain this to you. So I know it's an MySQL, database, and it's a PHP file. So basically, this is how a MySQL code would represent to check if the user entered his username and the password correctly. So this is the statement on MySQL. So let me go through this. So select all, this star mark means all the columns from the user table. So it will select and give you all the table columns from the user table, and where username is equal to user and password is equal to pass. This dollar signature represents a variable. So if I update here admin, my SQL statement would get updated as admin here. If I update the password here as 123, here password would get updated as 123. So the tricky part comes here. So let me give you some spaces. You know, the question said me that I can use comment to bypass it, right? So these are the vulnerable places that I can find as a, as a hacker or a person who can solve problem. I need a way to find how to break into this. I need to find a loophole. So I know there's a user called admin, but I don't know his password. I could say his password is unknown, like ****. And the only way I could do is, the statement is here, username, and there are 2 semicolons inside, and this is the place I could pass my, if I input something, this code would get updated. So you should think like how you should find a loophole to this. So I would add another hyphen to my input. So this is the code I'm going to input, admin, and so this is the code I will be inputting. So this part would be enclosed for this username parameter. So using this, it would get enclosed, and rest of the code also will run, but it gives an error because you cannot have 2, what do you call this, symbols, apostrophe, or what do you call those, quotation marks, yes. So this would give an error in my SQL statement because there are 2 quotation marks, quotations without any reason. So I add a quotation mark to enclose this. So try to remember, this is what I input, okay? And this got enclosed, but it will give an error because there's another quotation. So I can use this comment hash, right? So this could help me to comment the rest of the code. Sorry. So only code that will be running is this. So it will select all from user where username is equal to admin. So this will close the quotation and comment the rest of the code, which means this part of the code would not work. Can delete this. So rest of the is commented. So I'll try this on my website. here. So I could put admin and a hash. So I could give any password like 123 and log in. And yeah, you got the flag. So they're asking what is the first word you get. We get is congratulations, and they're telling to submit the flag. So this is they're guiding you that this is your flag. So I said a flag could be a string with numbers and letters. So I could submit the flag here as well. Yeah, so according to this, I have completed the room. Yeah, some kind of cool effects. Yeah, the only thing I have to say is be more curious to learn this. So curiosity is the key when it comes to CTFs. So I'll hand it over to Ashwini to continue.
All right, so that was a really cool intro into web exploit vulnerabilities. So now I'll be, hang on, let me share my screen. Okay, so now I'll be showing you how to complete this room on TryHackMe, which is OSINT, which is actually a pun for OSINT, which is open source intelligence, which is actually a technique whereas you'll be using whatever intelligence that available openly on the internet and using that to maybe hack into or get information about a person. So it is actually a very technical term for what do you call it? What do you call it? What do you call when you oh yes, stalking. I got blanked out for a moment. So this is actually a very hacker term for stalking, whereas we'll be stalking a person in this challenge and you follow through it. I'm sure most of you have done a very basic level of stalking at least once in your life, going on Instagram, looking through the follower feed and then looking through their follower feed and then finding the like pictures and everything. So let's see how you can do that same stalking in CTF terms. So in here, if I read through, they ask what information can you possibly get with one image file. All right, so they are giving me a file to download and I have to work with that. So I've actually already downloaded this file to my Linux, Kali Linux, and this is a WSL. Actually, Aththar used a virtual machine, and I am using a WSL. I told you at the introduction that I'll show you how easy it is to integrate, and here it is. So this is my file explorer, and if you scroll down here, you can see over here Linux, and here you can easily access whatever the file stored in your Kali environment through the Windows file explorer itself. So it's easy as that. All right, so that's additional information. Now let's move into the file. Okay, so this is the file that was available in that over here. I downloaded it and saved it into my Kali. And all right, so this is, if you open it, this is the basic Windows XP. Yes, I'm not sure which version it is. This is the generic background for Windows. And now I'll have to work with this. So when you get an image file, there are a few tools that you can use to analyze this. So the tool I'll be using right now is something called exit tool. So to do that, I'll be opening my terminal over here. And so we using this tool, it's called exit tool. What it will be doing is it will scan through the metadata of whatever the file that you'll be finding. And the file name of it, wait, let me, let's just, so if you ls, okay, I'm in the correct directory and the file name is Windows XP and some numbers. So I'm gonna say exit tool and I'm gonna press tab and Linux will auto-complete it. and I'm going to run this. All right, so now you can see, okay, you can see this is a set of metadata. This is actually somewhat equivalent if you go into Kali. Okay, wait. Yeah, desktop. All right, so if you, this is the same file. What I did was access that same file through my file explorer. And if you right click and view properties and go to details, this is somewhat similar to that. But exit tool will give you way more information than the properties properties tab can give you. And if I go through that, so exit to version number, and then there's the file name and the directory, the dot means that it's in the current directory, the file size, stuff like dates and the file type. And then I have some location details. And right here, we have something really interesting, which is the copyright. So when you see a copyright of a file, it either means it was created by this person or it belongs to this person. So, and we get a name. Okay, interesting. So let's see what the questions they're gonna ask over here. Okay, what's the user's avatar? So what you have to find is a user, and since they're asking, I'm assuming that it's going to be a social platform of this user. So since this is a CTF room, and probably I'm assuming that this person has been searched over and over again, I'm just going to Google this. Get a copy. I think I cannot use my shortcuts over here for some reason. Okay, so, and I'm gonna use the Firefox browser, and I'm just gonna search it and hope that I'll find something over here. Okay, let's see what I get. Okay, interest. I got an X account and a GitHub account, and since they're asking for the avatar, let's go into X. It's a bit to load. Okay, so over here there's a cat. So since they're asking for the what the user's avatar is, let's see if this is the correct person by providing the cat, and I'm gonna submit. Okay, that's great. So that tells me that I'm on the correct path. So all right, so let's go through this person's tweets. I'm going to adjust this a bit. Okay. And right here. Okay, so this is kind of strange thing to post on social media, isn't it? So this person has posted a BSS ID. Interesting. So let's keep it here. And what I'm gonna save this for later for now. And let's see what the next question is. Okay, what city this person lives in. So now here's the interesting thing. Now we have got a BSS ID, which is something like the MAC address of a Wi-Fi network. So actually we can use this to find where this person lives. Since it says from my house I can get free Wi-Fi. So I'm going to assume that this BSS ID leads to this person's house. So I can use this, but instead, since I'm lazy to do that right now, what I'm going to do is see if this person's if this person has posted anything else on his other platforms. Okay, all right, my scroll is kind of crazy. Okay, let's go on his GitHub and see if there's anything we can find out. Okay, all right, so right here we have the answer we need. Hi all, I am from London. And let's see if this is true by putting the answer on TryHackMe. Nice, that's correct. Okay, the next one. What is the SSID of the WAP is connected to? So for this, we need that VSS ID we found at first. All right, so let me see if I have the tab. Okay, I think I close it. No, right side down. So now I'm going to find the information of this Wi-Fi network. So what I'm going to do is copy this VSS ID, and I'm going to use this site called biggle.com. Yeah, wait. This one right here. The biggle.net actually, biggle.net. Okay. Oh, right here. I hope I'm logged in. All right, I have to log in as well. Okay, give me a moment. I'll log in and be back. Okay, nice. So I logged in. The reason I logged in was because some of the features this site doesn't allow you to use some of the features if you haven't logged in. So right here, I have some criteria that I can provide to. Right. Location is allowed. Where is it? My network? Okay, so I think this since I'm doing meeting right here, I think I have a problem with loading the map. Yes. I don't think I can load this right now. Efficiency. Okay, nice. So I'm gonna paste this VSS ID, the VSS ID that he has posted on X right here, and then I'm going to filter. So what you can see in this purple dots is actually active Wi-Fi's, discovered Wi-Fi's. So since I already know that this person is from London, I'm going to wait till this finishes the searching. Might take a minute. So what we're doing right now is getting a MAC address and seeing if this if the information regarding to this MAC address is available publicly. So wiggle.net is something that has this information that's publicly available that lets you sort of search through them. Okay, I think I did find it. So I'm going to zoom out and navigate into London because I found out that he's from London. Okay. Let's go to London. Yep, right here. And I'm going to zoom in again. It's sort of slow because of the network availability. Okay. It'll take some time. All right, over here. I'm going to zoom in all the way. Until it's loaded. Okay. All right, over here. So if you click on this, you'll get the information about this network. Okay. So yeah, so it's the same VSS ID and the SSID over here is Unilever Wi-Fi. So the SSID basically means the network he's connected to. So what we found out here was we gave the MAC address of his Wi-Fi, and now we found out which Wi-Fi he's connected to right now. So I'm going to check if this is correct by putting this on trial. Okay, nice. And then they're asking what his personal email address is. So again, I'm going to check if it's available. Now, as you can see, this person is not really secure about his personal information, right? So he has posted the SSID right on his X. So I'm going to assume that he has posted his email address somewhere as well. So I'm going to search his name again. And go to his GitHub. So as you can see, on X, the only thing that was available was his BSSID, because that's the only thing he has posted. So I assume that it's not there. So let's see. All right, right here on GitHub he has posted his email. So I'm going to copy this and see if this works on the try it. I think there's a space already. Oh, okay. Okay, that's correct as well. So, and they're asking which site we found his email address in. So it was GitHub. I'm going to type that. And that's correct as well. Okay, where has he gone on holiday? So on GitHub, let's go to his account and see if he has more repositories. Nope, that's the only thing. And the only thing this repository has is this README file. Okay, no more branches. So I guess this is all I can find from his GitHub. So I'm going to search him again. And okay, right here, we have a blog. Let's see what he says on his blog. Okay. He says, I'm in New York right now, so I will update this site right away with new photos. So I guess this is the site he uses to upload his photos. So since he says he's in New York, I'm going to assume this is either for work or for a vacation. So, and since the question is asking where he's going for a holiday, I'm going to give it a try and give it as New York. Yep, that's correct as well. Okay. The next one, what is this person's password? All right, so that's going to be tricky, I suppose, because everyone is secure about their passwords. So, to check if we have any more resources, I'm going to minimize this a little because, okay. And I'm going to search this person again. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. This is that same GitHub page. And this is some. Okay, so the same things are repeating over here, and here there's a write-up as well. So I'm going to assume that this is all we can find about this person. And since we have a blog, and since this person is not really secure about his personal information, I'm going to inspect this blog and see if there's anything I can find. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is sort of like close everything so we can analyze one by one. So, okay, let me scroll to the top. So the body, and there's this part, which is the header. And okay, there's a link, and there's this title. Then there's the navigation. Okay. And Okay, I have a lot of trouble navigating this. Okay, so let's see where this part comes in. Okay, so let's go now. Since we're analyzing the site, now the navigation part didn't seem to have any issues. Here, right here, it's the nav, and right here, it's this body, the main text that's on the website. Yes, another wrapper, another wrapper. Okay, so I'm here. Here, you can see the main tag. So this is the main text of the main content of this website. So I'm going to, this is the header and this is the article. Okay. So the header part is just the H1 tag. Yep, that's it. And then span, nothing interesting. And over here, there's the article, there's the header again, and then, okay, so this seems suspicious because like, look at this div, it's a little too big for this paragraph, right? And then there's the footer. Okay, so I'm going to go into this. And yes, as you can see, there's this p tag, a paragraph with the color effectiveness. So it means it's invisible to public. And then there's this thing over here, this weird text. So I'm going to assume since it's hidden from the public eye that it's something something fishy. So I'm going to copy this in a HTML, which is the this text over here. And then I'm going to okay. Let me stop this a moment. Okay, so I'm going to paste it over here and see if this is correct. All right, so that completes our machine. So yeah, so creepy, isn't it? So what you can do with the information that's publicly available. So next time you share something, just make sure that you actually think twice before you post something, before you post your personal information on your social media. Okay, so let me tell you about a few wait. Okay. So let me tell you about a few competitions which you can participate on. Actually, remember we gave you 3 sites, Hack the Box and City and Hack Me. So all of these sites hold annual CTF competitions. You can participate in them, which is actually one of the interesting ones that me and Athhar participate is HTV Hacker Royal, which is the annual CTF challenge of Hack the Box, and it has it's a little complicated and it's a little hard to get on, hard to complete as a beginner, but then it's really interesting and a really good experience. You can try it out. It comes in March, if I'm not mistaken. March or April, one of the months. And then there's because CTF annual challenge as well. So, and then last year we had Security, which was done by WIE and ISACA collaborated. I hope that same thing will be done this year as well. So let's see the updates on that. So I'm going to remind the disclaimer again. Don't use any of these tools on public websites, especially Nmap. You can get detected actually. So when you use Nmap, we don't really care about if you are going to get detected by the servers or not. So don't use any of that. Just use these CTFs and yeah, and you'll be good. So I think now we have a quiz, right, Athhar?
Yep, we have a quiz. Yeah. So give us a few minutes that we will set up our quiz. So if you all got any questions, please ask. Anything, anything.
Okay, since there are no questions, let's move on to the quiz. So the winner of this quiz is going to get chocolates from me and Aththar. So I hope you all are listening and you all are ready to participate in this quiz. So get your phones and we'll be sharing the quiz in a little while. Okay, so hurry up and join to this quiz, guys. So it'll be a really small quiz based on whatever the topics that were covered today. So you guys can go ahead, scan this QR. Oh, it's on quizzes. So we can go to quizzes, joinmyquiz.com and type this code or scan this QR code and join 3 or 4. I'll share the yeah, I'll share this on the chat as well. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to post to everyone. Let me check.
So I've got a question here that Bandar, right? Bandar is saying that I just started doing a Hack the Box last month. Any tips to improve my skills? Also, I'm following Linux fundamentals in Hack the Box. Yeah, that's really great. To improve your skills, I would say focus on fundamentals and go to those advanced things, because the fundamental is the key. If you did not understand any fundamentals, then those advanced things would be very hard for you. So keep learning. Thank you for the question.
Okay. Yeah. Join quickly, guys. There we got 19 members. Okay, so before we get into the quiz, I'm going to tell you guys to take a screen. If you're the winner, take a screenshot of your page that's shown to you, so you can verify verify that you are the winner actually. So make sure to take a screenshot if you are the winner, and we'll inform you later how you can collect your chocolates. So be sure to take a screenshot. If you don't have a screenshot, unfortunately, we will not be providing you any gifts. Athhar, can you check if the all the participants have joined by taking a raise of hands?
Yeah, if you
Oh.
all join, raise your hands on Zoom. Is there any option to raise the hand in that?
No, actually, if you haven't joined, raise your hand so we can actually see. So if you have not joined the quiz yet and you need more time, just give us a raise of hands and we can see if we need more time or not. So all done, Athhar?
I think, yeah, I think no one has raised their hand, so I think we can continue.
Okay, so I'm going to start this quiz. All right. So the first question, what does WSL stand for? All right, the time is over. Okay, we see the leaderboard, Windows substitute for Linux, and you have got, most of you have got the right answer. All right, let's go to the next question. Which command is used to change file permissions on Linux? Okay, time's up. All right, EX stays on the leaderboard and we have a new entry, sim123. All right, most of you have got that answer correct as well. Let's move to the next question. XS is a blank vulnerability. What type of vulnerability is XSS? Okay, let's see. Okay, we have new entries into the leaderboard, Sakinu. And okay, that's a some of y'all have got the correct answer. Okay, some of y'all have said cryptography. It's actually web exploitation. Next question. Which of the following tools are used to analyze network traffic in a CTF? All right, time's up. Let's see the answers. Okay, leave the leaderboard. Okay, yes, the top of the leaderboard remains the same. Okay, Vaisha, correct answer. WebSuite is not used to analyze network traffic. It's more like actually Vaisha, you'll be analyzing some things like TCP dump. That's the correct answer. What is the primary advantage of using VirtualBox over WSL for CTFs? All right, this was explained in the session as well. Let's go. Let's see the leaderboard. Okay, the top of the leaderboard remain the same. We have new places for fifth place, and yep, the correct answer is isolation. Next question. What does Nmap do? All right, this one you'll have to answer it because it was done in the hands-on session as well. Time's up. Let's see. Okay, let's see the leaderboard. All right, the leaderboard remains the same. Nice, to keep it up, sir. Hindu. And yes, most of you have got that answer correct as well. Nice, well done. What does OSIN stand for? All right, this one too, you guys have to answer. I guess the answers are a little tricky. Let's see if you are actually focusing. All right. The leaderboard changes a little, not the winner. All right, nice. Okay, nice answers. I'm happy. Let's go to the next question. Which programming language is commonly used for scripting in CTFs? Okay, let's see the leaderboard. Not the winner, remains as the winner. Nice. Okay, you guys have got that correct as well. Let's go to the next question. Okay, so this is a bit of a general knowledge question. Time's up. Let's see the leaderboard. Okay, Ishan has come to the top. Okay, so it was actually RockQ. Okay, I'm not sure why Yahoo has become the most correct answer. Let's look on that as well. If that is a correct answer, let's see what we can do about it. Okay, next one is a fun question. Disclaimer, guys. Oh no, it's not. What tool would you use to assemble and analyze binary files? Okay, now the winner becomes the winner again. Interesting. Yes, the tool is ZDB. Assembly is actually the language, or else what we will be analyzing, whereas ZDB is the correct answer. Next question. This is a fun question. The answer is answer everything. All right. So select everything, guys. Select everything. Select everything.
It is kind of surprising to me as well.
Okay, this one becomes the winner again. And yep, I think that's it. Let's end this. Okay, I hope the leaderboard comes over here. Okay. And congratulations, Dishan. You'll be receiving chocolates from me and Aththar. So take a screenshot of this page right now and show it to us. We'll contact you soon. Okay. And that actually brings us to the end of today's session. So I noticed that I've got a few questions as well. Okay, so someone has asked if Parrot OS can, the Parrot OS can use these things as well.
Yeah, Parrot OS also can do these things, same as the Kali Linux. Most of the tools in Kali Linux also is available on all the Linux distributions. So Kali Linux, what does is it automatically is available, and Parrot OS also is kind of same.
That was all for the questions. And so before we end the session, can the winner of the task drop a message to either me or Athhar? Just drop us a message on the chat box if you can, and as fast as possible. And also, if you got any more questions, you can post that on the chat box as well. Alright, so we haven't got a message from the winner yet, so do it as fast as possible. And I don't think we have any more questions, so I think we are good to close, right, Athhar?
Yep, it comes to an end.
Okay, so thank you, IEEE InfiniteLoop, for having us here. It was a really nice opportunity. So thank you guys, and I hope you enjoyed. And the winner, please contact us. So either drop a screenshot to one of the admins of the InfiniteLoop WhatsApp group, or you can just contact us right now to the meeting as well. So make sure to contact one of the admins. Just drop a screenshot of your meeting page to one of the admins. Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you guys. We're signing off. So bye, good night, and thank you for having us here. So over to you, Tumi, to continue the session.
So thank you, Ashwini and Athhar. That was very useful and informative session for everyone. And I know every participant would agree that it was quite helpful for them. So please accept this token of appreciation. So make sure you submit your task and become the winner and receive the shareable badge to showcase your victory. So before ending the session, let me give you all a small insight on the upcoming events. So the next session to be held is the computer system session, which will be held on 27th Saturday. And I hope to see all of you guys participating for that session as well. And as we wrap up, we kindly remind you to share your valuable feedback through the link